Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jill. Thank you so much for being here, especially to my new subscribers. It really means a lot since my channel is still in its growing phase. So again, if you are new today, I am an author, artist, and newly minted entrepreneur in the beginning phases of reinventing my business. I basically started the reinvention as of January, and if you take a look at my video feed on my channel, you'll see that so far I've had an arc of videos on getting my creativity back. Thankfully, that method actually worked for me because now I am brimming with ideas. I am eager to get started on a lot of projects that I have lined up for this year, and even more excited to continue sharing the journey with you guys out in my audience. So that being said, I actually only worked Monday through Wednesday last week. I took a mental health day on Thursday, and then Friday was actually my birthday. So I did something fun for that day, and then I ended up working a little bit yesterday to make up for some lost time. So let's get into it because I'm starting this video with the intention of it being a work or a week in my life video, and I'm going to try and make it as realistic as possible given the new trajectory that I'm going to be embarking on as of today. So for starters, I have a bit of a mess on my desk here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I have 2 hard drives going. I'm trying to do a computer backup and an iPhone backup, and I found out that my backup disk is too small. So lots of file reorganization, fun stuff, but administration is important. So I also have my weekly wins book here that I'm going to be writing in. I've decided that weekly wins is actually going to become weekly wins Wednesday because last week I stuttered and almost said weekly Wednesday instead of weekly wins day. So I thought, you know what, that could actually be a good thing. I also have an ideas journal. So if you're an entrepreneur, I highly recommend you get some kind of notebook where you can just keep track of all your ideas and put them in one place. So this is mine. I'm going to be updating that today. And last but not least, I also keep a time log. So I'm going to be updating that this morning as well. Staying organized is paramount. As somebody who worked in corporate for 17 years and did a ton of administrative work, I cannot tell you how much that has helped me as I've transitioned into this new career role. So moving on from that, I am going to be illustrating my 3rd book literally starting today. I'm going to get back to that. It's a project that kind of fell by the wayside by accident at the end of last year. You may have heard me state before in previous videos how I essentially had so much happen in my life that my creativity just went by the wayside so I could deal with other things, hence the video arc on getting my creativity back. And now I'm finally ready to get back to my bread and butter, which is illustration work. So I have here a spreadsheet. It is incredibly tiny print. It's annoyingly tiny print. But for me, it works. This is a list of all the illustrations that I intend to do for my 3rd book. There's 52 in total, so I've got my work cut out for me. I've decided not to put myself on a schedule just yet because my drawing hand is a little rusty, so I'm going to get going this week and next week, and then I'm going to put everything to a timetable and set some deadlines for myself. That said, I'm going to share with you, I do have a couple illustrations already sketched out. So here is my illustration sketchbook. It's nice and big. And on this side, I think I have, yep, here we go, horizontal illustration coming along. These will be digitized on my iPad. I'm going to try and share that part of the process with you guys as well once we get there. So yeah, so after I do my organization and journaling today, or not really journaling, but just logging the things that I like to log for the sake of my business, I am going to embark on some sketching, and I will share with you as well in my iPad here that I also have the cover to my book already made. One moment. So I have a cover design ready to go and it's already digitized. So this way you'll get an idea of what things look like when they're finished. So here is the finished cover illustration for the book, which is called Peanut and Miss Perfect. So we have Peanut here and Miss Perfect, aka Brownie, here. All right, so I'm gonna get set up to draw and to write in my notebooks before I do that. So I'm gonna set us up for a co-work with me week, and I'll be back soon. Important tax return document available. Oh, yay! Okay, so the file backups I was working on are finally complete, so I'm going to clean up this area and really dig in for today. sketchbook, iPad, phone case because my phone is recording. We all have that one drawer. All right, you guys. So I really quickly wanted to give you all a view of what I see when I'm sitting at my desk. So usually I am facing that way when I'm talking to you guys. I've got my rabbits over here. They're kind of piled together. This is the magnetic phone stand that I use for recording. You can see I've got all my sketchbooks, notebooks, everything stored over here. My markers, gel pens, sketchbook that I'm going to be using later today. Here I have my iPad in front of me and I'm already editing my footage in Canva. I've got a big upload going right now. And then off to the left here, I've got my to-do lists for personal and work, my pencil pen caddy with like scissors and stuff, and then my water. So real quick, I'm sorry that this is not the absolute best angle to be showing you everything. I'm really going to have to figure out how to best show you what I'm doing on my iPad because I'm going to be doing so much work on it as in the coming weeks. Let me just turn this the right way. Oops. All right, so this is actually a drawing that's going to go on the back cover of my books. And it turns out for some reason when I initially made this drawing, like over a year ago, I actually used this for something else and decided it could double as the back cover for my upcoming book. I didn't layer it properly. Like it's literally just one layer, which I duplicated because now I've got to sort of take the characters apart in order to adjust them the way I want to. That's why there's like a piece of an ear here. I really should have done them as 3 separate layers. So again, I don't remember why I did it this way, but I am going to be untangling this mess so that I can make the adjustments. And I think I might share with you guys the automatic screen recording that Procreate generates. So just so you know, Procreate is the software that I work in when I digitize my illustrations, and I'll share more with you about it as we move forward. Hello. Okay then. All right, so welcome back. Not that you went anywhere, but I was off camera. So I have had lunch and I actually got a tattoo done this afternoon, and I only have 45 minutes left before I leave for the gym today. So I am finally going to get started working on my iPad, and so I'm gonna just co-work with you guys for a little while and then get on the way with the rest of my day. Okay, you guys, so I'm actually pretty happy with how this came out. I'm going to try and show you really quickly what I did. So here's the original, and then here is the new version. So you can kind of see how the character shifted a little bit. I think, unfortunately, that's the best I can show you, especially because I'm holding my own phone to record right now. So this will be my send-off for today, and I will see you all again tomorrow. I know this is not the best angle, but it's the best I can do with a small table. I'm here at my favorite coffee shop. I've been coming here since 2018, the year when I started writing stories again after over a decade of setting down my pen. I'm in a bit of denial that they'll be closing after this month. I wrote 6 books here between 2018 and 2023, and I'm feeling really sad, in case you can't tell by my face. I haven't been coming here regularly for months now because I've had writer's block since August. It's too difficult for me to channel a story when my nervous system is hijacked from handling unusual life circumstances, which is exactly what I faced throughout the entire fall of last year. Anyway, despite being pressed for time, I decided to come here today because after next week, I won't be able to. So I grabbed a brand new notebook and decided to just write literally anything. I am going to really, really miss this place. And on that note, I think this is all that I'm going to record and include in my video for today, because my heart is heavy and I'm just not feeling that great. So after I'm done here, I'm going to go home and work on digitizing the few sketches that I've already done for the illustrations for my 3rd book. I'll come back tomorrow and show you how those turned out. Hello everyone, it is now Wednesday. I'm happy to report I'm in a much better mood. I actually was going to do a cute little transition segment that just panned my office and showed all 4 of my animals being cute and resting near each other. But unfortunately my cats decided to tussle with each other, so they're gone from the room. So much for that, capturing that footage. Anyway, happy Chinese New Year, although technically I think that was yesterday, but since the celebration is usually in the evening, I'm wishing you all a happy Chinese New Year today. Year of the Fire Horse, woohoo! Anyway, today I am going to digitize an illustration that I rendered for my 3rd book. I believe I drew the sketch last fall, and I think I might have shown it earlier in this video, but just in case, here it is. It's my 2 little characters. They're just boys fooling around at their desk in elementary school. They're 4th graders, and they're doing like rubber pencils, if you're not familiar with that. It's just when you take a writing implement and you make it look like rubber in the air by shaking it this way. So anyway, that's what they're doing in the illustration. So I have photographed that sketch and put it into my iPad. And basically all I do to digitize an illustration at this point is import the photo image into Procreate. That is the software that I use for my process. And I trace it and then I color it. And if I have to add any special effects, I typically do that in Photoshop. Same as if I have to add lettering, I find that that's much easier in Photoshop than in Procreate. So anyway, instead of doing an overhead camera setup, because I feel like that would just be a little confusing and weird because I have to turn my iPad and angle it and all this other stuff. So I don't even think that would be a good way to capture what I do. So I'm going to do the actual tracing and colorizing off camera, and then I will take the Procreate recording, because Procreate actually records everything that you do when you're working on an art piece. and I'm going to take the Procreate recording and paste that into my overall video timeline and see how that looks. I think it'll be kind of cool. Hopefully it'll be cool. Anyway, I will return once that's done. Also, I just finished recording, editing, and posting my Weekly Wins Wednesday video in under an hour. So that's cool. That's going to be up on my channel while this particular video is still a work in progress. So anyway, I'll be back later. Catch you then. Wish me luck. All right, hey again. It is now after dark. If you hear a shower on, it's because my husband is in fact showering at this time. I'm a little worse for wear. My voice is a little hoarse. I accidentally fell asleep on my couch for about an hour, but I still got this done. Oh, there we go. So as I said, I'm going to put the recording into this video so you can see what it looks like. The funny part is, though, it shows like all the stray marks, mistakes, and like accidental color fills that happen. So anyway, I'm going to see what that looks like in real time right now, and I will return tomorrow. It is Thursday morning and I'm feeling a little tired and under the weather, so guess what? It's gonna be skincare day today. Yay, so much better. Now I'm tired with stuff all over my face and cat ears on my head. Winning. Cheddar, look. We're twins. Hey, Electra, look. We're twins. Hello, everyone. So, skincare routine for the week is done, and somehow the entire morning got away from me. It is like 12:45 at this point. I need to get my head into my desk work, and thankfully yesterday I spent some time organizing myself, and I literally wrote down realistic scheduling ideas because I cannot wait to get to the point where I am able to map out my week by the day and know exactly how many drawings I need to get done each week and have some deadlines to work towards, because I find deadlines to be highly motivational. But if they're too nebulous, I can't really work towards that. Like, I have to have more cut and dry things lined up for myself. Also, I apologize for the rasp in my voice. I'm hoping that that dissipates within the next day or two. But anyway, this is what I'm going to be working on this afternoon. I have another sketch that I did last fall that I digitized and photographed. I believe I showed this the other day. So this is the one that I will be working on today. And I will follow up later this afternoon to hopefully show you guys the finished product. Hey everyone, it is now Friday afternoon. Unfortunately, my Thursday afternoon took an unexpected turn and I got pretty sick with a migraine headache. So I did not finish my drawing until today, but you did just see the footage of the whole thing being created in Procreate. And I'll also just hold it up really quickly for you guys here. Sorry for the glare. Anyway, I had a very short work day today because my husband and I both took half the day off to go to a local food and beverage festival. So I'm going to finish out my week in my life video with a little bit of footage from that. And that's pretty much going to close out my work week. So the only thing that I'm going to do off camera at this point is write down my daily wins and my daily time log and put together my to-do list for next week. So I'm excited to actually bring you guys some draw with me videos starting next week, and also I'm going to be creating some other art related content for you to go in between the drawing videos and things like that. So anyway, hope to see you guys again. Thank you for being here. As always, I kindly ask you to consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and possibly following my Instagram or checking out my book's website, which is coming up on the end screen. Take care, you guys, and have a great weekend.